Hi, this is RyanShelander, asking you to tune into Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE.
Are we headed for a credit crisis in office buildings? It's very interesting to note that we have somewhere between $80 and $280 billion of credit that will have to go out to have office buildings refinanced next year.
All right, the poll is up. Good morning, good morning. How you doing? Let me make sure we're all ready to go, and going to click on that and make sure everything is ready to go. Morning, how you doing this morning, Anna? Kaylin? Of course, my friend Boxing Kangaroo is with us this morning. The Boxing Kangaroo, good day, brother. How you doing? Ladies, hey, Annalisa, good morning. Thank you guys for being with us. All right, which TV show would you like to see make a comeback, since we're doing movie reviews today? It's morning where I'm at, yes. The X-File, the A-Team, Reno 911 are Married with Children. So far, X-File, A-Team, and Married with Children are all tied at 33% apiece. Well, X-Files get 50%. A-Team 25%, and Married with Children 25%. Reno 911 0 right now. It's night where you're at. Where you're at? Where are you at, Anna? Now we got two Annas in the. Thanks for subscribing. Now we got two Annas in the penitentiary. You're welcome into the RyanORadio Penitentiary this morning. Philippines. All right. One of our favorite places. Bonnie, what's up? Let's see, make sure. Yeah, you can see that. Yes. Let's see, drop. We got, I do remember you. I do. We got a lot of news for you, but we also got movie reviews in the final period. And I don't know if our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, will join us in period number 2 this morning. I'm new here. I don't know what is going on. Well, Bonnie, it's a radio show, and everybody is joining us. We have a good time. We do news, weather, everything that's going on with a positive spin. And we have a good time. Yes, he was. B.A. Barranquez was the man. The A-Team. My brother Luke is with us this morning. This show is more positive than my AIDS test. I want to thank Leaf and Bean here in the Metro Atlanta area. I got enough points that I got me a free coffee this morning. Yoo-hoo! Our phone number here is 770-347-9947, but you won't get on the air yet. Who? Well, I mean, I appreciate the offer. I don't know if we can, but you seem like a nice person and a swell person. But we'll appreciate it. All right, let's jump in. Already tripping me out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time to kick it off. Period number 1, 3 periods of nonstop play. Oh, no, I'm not. No, Anna, I'm not. It's the RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan Neal. What's up, everybody? We got a lot of people joining us in the WQEE feed this morning. And we're all over the 50,000 plus of you worldwide. Shoutcast, shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Herf Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Isles of Columbia and British Columbia Isles of Canada, I should say. What's up? And we're across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, 99.1 FM WQEE, the key home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and headline news. Yes, it's Ryan O'Neal here with you with the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're live and in living color. And to my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Tune in and listen up, haters. I'm a man around here, whether they like it or not. We welcome Anna Lisa, or I should say Anna Lisa, in with us this morning from the Philippines. Our brother man Pete is with us this morning. Good morning to you and to the Navajo Nation, he says. Boxing Kangaroo from Down Under is with us. Luke is from London with us this morning. We'll appreciate him. Bonnie is joining us for the first time, so we'll appreciate you, Bonnie. And we also got a Miss Kay Murray is with us this morning. I do remember you, Murray. So we appreciate it. One time in Minecraft, I saw villagers running away from the village. That only happens when something is chasing it. Nothing is chasing it. We're back in the village after getting hit or something. So there you go. Playing Minecraft. Cool. And I told you we got the cool hip kids here with us this morning. 33 degrees on the outside. A Minecrafter gamer is what Anna says she is. We got 2 Annas in the penitentiary now. You're in the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown on this TGIT Twisted Tuesday edition. It's currently 33 degrees at 15 minutes past the hour. The time and temperature is sponsored by Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael the Gru can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. Yes, we have 2 Annas. The other Anna hadn't come on yet. Pete says, I've never played Minecraft. All of you a little too hip for me. I go back to the old school ones. There you go. But anyway, we thank you guys for being with us. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube page. Drop in your thoughts, and I got a couple of Minecraft gamers in there, so they might could give each other some ideas and help each other out. That would be a cool thing, right? Anna says she has a twin. I have a twin. Yes, you have a twin. Bonnie is giving some ideas. If you play in Minecraft, go to the WQEE 99.1 FM YouTube page, like, subscribe, and come live on our page, because Bonnie is giving some tips this morning, and I'm not going to give them on there. You're going to have to come over here and get them if you want real tips. Luke is being Luke this morning. We appreciate you, brother. Coming up, three Pac-Man, says Pete. Luke says, if was to blank halfway through a cartwheel, you think it would correct traction? I could clear the neighbor's fence. I'm not going to say what he said. All right, coming up this morning, Shane P. joins us in the final period. We'll talk movie reviews, what's hot, what's not, who stayed at number 1. I think Kong Fong Panda stayed at number 1 here. We'll talk about what's hot, what's not, what's coming out this month. I'm ready for that. I think Richard may be off this week. I'm not sure. We may have him Coming up in the next period, our sports analyst will talk a little sports with you. Also, this morning we'll have a lot of headline news, including Israel at war, and our poll question on the page today. Yeah, all right. Our poll question on the page today is: which TV show would you like to see make a comeback? The X-Files, B.A. Baracus, and the A-Team, because I think Boxing Kangaroo loved him. Reno 911 are Married with Children. Reno 911's getting no love this morning. Comedy that I think Comedy Central had. Married with Children, Al Bundy, Peg Bundy, Bud Bundy, and Kelly Bundy. 15% of the votes there. One of my favorite shows, I wish they would have went more than 4 or 5 seasons. The A-Team getting 31% of the love this morning. And X-Files. Oh, yes, the Fox original series that won between Married with Children, The Simpsons, and X-Files. Those 3 shows are what make Fox what it is today. Not my favorite show, the WWE. Nope, nope, nope. So there you go. The X-Files getting 54% of the votes. Anna Lisa says, I saw a black figure. It was not a what? Inman. When I got close, it disappeared. Ooh. If you like that kind of stuff, tune in on Wednesdays because we have Weird Wednesday for you too. We have Weird Wednesday too. And if you want any gamer news, I got the cool gamers here. It is cold outside. You are right about that here in the metro Atlanta area. All right, let's take a look at your traffic for you Atlanta people right quick. Killingsworth Realty Road Report.
Especially today, you raise a lot of questions.
Oh, so cool that Bonnie's giving some information on Minecraft. The best movie ever, in my opinion. Human Caterpillar. Oh, I didn't like that one. I didn't really like that one there, buddy. I didn't really like that one, Luke. But if you like it, that's your deal. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Quinette, there's a crash at I-85 near Pleasant Hill Road in the right lane, adding to a little slow ride. Kind of like that song, Slow Ride. Take it easy this morning in Gwinnett County. Construction going on, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Sandy Springs. Road work on Johnson Ferry Road, Mount Vernon Highway. Both roads are open, but one lane is only useful. Heading on down to what's going on here in Five Nights at Freddy's. We talked about that here on this show. Yeah, you got to check that out. What's up? Henry, I think that's Henry K. Henry K is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Another hip, cool cat right there. All right, let's move on. Downtown Noonan. It looks like Bullsboro looking good, as well as Lower Fayetteville Road and Popular Road heading down into downtown LaGrange, Jackson Street picking up. Going down Interstate 85 southbound and down. Here we come. Hogansville and Granville looking good. Nothing in Lutherville. Headed into LaGrange. It's looking good this morning on Commerce Avenue, New Franklin Road, and downtown LaGrange. Continue on Interstate 85 southbound into West Point. You get off at the right. Take a right. Construction going on in West Point. Take a left. There's the Love's, the gas station. Get gassed up. And then you can gas yourself up with a great sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, or chicken biscuit from Hardee's. Continue to move down the interstate into Alabama. Exit 79 is shut down. Exit 77 for East Alabama right there for Lynette and Valley is open. Casita, Alabama, a little further down the road looking good. And in Auburn, all fantastic. You see something I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. All right, let's look at your traffic. Five Nights at Freddy's. We talked about that here on the show when it came out a couple of months back and everything. Bring back Ironside, says Luke. Yeah, we're asking the burning question today since it is movie reviews. What TV show would you like to see make a big comeback? Is it the X-Files, which is getting 56% of the love this morning? The A-Team, 25% of the love. Married with Children is getting 19% of the love. And Reno 911, 0 right now. There's always one at the bottom that's going to take. We'll get it throughout the morning. And you guys let me know which one of those. And, of course, Ironside's a good show as well. I got my good cup of coffee, free cup of coffee this morning. I got good points from our friends at Leaf and Bean in historic downtown Newnan. All right, time for us to take a look at a few little headlines. So we'll drop in a few little headlines for you. Still to come, Shane B and I are going to talk about your top 10 movies, ladies and germs. We'll get into that. We'll see what's going on and let you guys know what is going on in the top 10 movies. Sorry to hear about that, Bonnie. Sorry to hear about that. We'll keep you in our thoughts and our prayers for sure. Let's take a look at some of the headline news. Thank you guys for responding. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube page and continue to move forward with the WQEE page. All right, here's a couple of things going on. 2 killed, 11 injured in a wave of Ukrainian drone attacks targeting East and Central Russia this morning. Joanne Fabric Company files for bankruptcy. Fancy flying. 5 airports with grand amenities. And the former president cannot pay that $454 million bond in civil judgment. Doesn't have as much money as he says he does. Your favorite number is number 4. And an anti-government right-wing extremist has been sentenced to life in prison for his role in the fatal 2020 drive-by shooting of a security guard protecting an Oakland federal building during that spring radical justice protest. Robert Justice Jr., 34, of California, was sentenced Friday, and the Justice Department announced this just yesterday. He has been convicted by a grand jury and a jury of his peers in September on charges of aiding and abetting murdering and aiding and abetting attempted murder following a 2-week trial. His co-defendant, Stephen Carrero, previously pleaded guilty to charges of murder and attempted murder and sentenced to 41 years in prison in the June 2022 shooting of a deputy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that and everything as well. Let's see what we got going on. Other headline news, we're going to talk about a Hollywood producer, a prominent Hollywood producer this morning, who is known for his work on How to Get Away with Murder, Supernatural, and Alias, has been accused of sexual assault by an inspiring writer. The accuser, ID'd as only John Doe, is a military vet and forward alleged allegations that Lawrence Andres, 66, assaulted him in 2022. The 66-year-old Lawrence drugged John Doe before he sexually assaulted him while the victim was unconscious. The producer now faces not 1, not 2, but 6 charges related to sexual assault, including other incidents that happened to other John Does. Wow. A woman accusing Dak Prescott of sexual assault has filed a police report and an incident that dates back to 2017 as the star quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is being sued for an extremely amount of millions of dollars. The Dallas police say that there is an ongoing investigation into the Prescott matter, and Prescott's attorney says the lawsuit is a smokescreen. It's a lawsuit. It can't be real. Somebody's coming after me. This, that, and the other. And of course, the attorney for the defendant says they're just trying to make it a smokescreen from the real topic ahead, which is what Dak Prescott did. Wow. Sweet Leaf, was that a ghost that opened the Navajo man door? Sweet Leaf's like, no comment. Minecraft 2.0 was an April Fool's joke. You got that right, buddy. There you go. So that's some of the headlines this morning at 26 minutes past the hour. 26 minutes past the hour. A little political news. We don't comment because it's what divides the world. RFK Jr. is considering Jesse Ventura and even Aaron Rodgers for VP. No, he's not. He went with a different choice. He's choosing a different person on the ballot, but now he's announcing plans to have Nicole Shanahan, who is an independent businesswoman, and she's the one that an attorney who also used her money to put his, I guess, political commercials on during the Super Bowl. She was previously married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin. She also was a big part of the Super Bowl commercial. Wow. Navajo man has a YouTube in a short and his door opened up, laugh out loud. Yes. The Navajo Nation just likes to mess with us. Sue says, Ryan, please don't tell them that. Bob says, don't tell them our secrets, brother, just because we gave them to you. I'm officially, unofficially one of the Navajo Nation members. Well, I'm the only type of show that's on the Navajo Nation that's not on the Navajo Nation. Think about it. Well, RFK, we'll see. He's the son of RFK Sr. and the nephew of John F. Kennedy. We'll see. He's the third person running this year. And new trial rooms, the mob, Breeze, and Bogd. See, we got some people with some interesting things talking about on here on the page. I appreciate you guys. His face was so funny, said Pete. Tim said, I saw that same video, Pete. Uh-oh, you guys all watching something I need to check out. Send it on over to me so I can check it out. Tomorrow is Weird Wednesday. We might get a little weird with it, huh? I know we're going to get weird tomorrow. We got some weird news stories that are going to be making your hair stand at end. Well, not really, because I know you're not going to be afraid. We're going to talk about a 40-year-old singer-songwriter who in London says she married and divorced a ghost. Luke, have you heard about this lady? Bro, her name is Brocardi? Yeah, she married a Victorian soldier by the name of Eduardo and divorced him because he cheated on her. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning. Oh, good Lord. We'll have some stuff for you tomorrow, so be ready for that. Also, still to come this morning, Shane B and I will join in the final period. We're going to go into the movies. We're going to head to the movies to get your favorite candy, your favorite soda, and get that popcorn ready because we're going to have movie reviews and period number 3 in the final period. Plus, the Friday Night Light scoreboard is lighting up for period number 2. I don't know if my good friend Richard Holder is joining us this morning or not, but I will do a little sports news for you and update a little WWE. So there you go. All that's coming up for you this morning. We're going to take a break, come back. It's 30 minutes past the hour. You and I are holding at about the same degrees, 33 degrees here in the metro Atlanta areas. It's cold this morning, and it's evening where some of you guys are at overnight. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. We appreciate you being with us. The straight edge independent skeptic on the air, yours truly, Ryan O'Neal, telling it like it is. Tell me when I'm telling lies. That's what I say. It's that time. It's clobbering time. We get into it. RyanORadio Penitentiary and lockdown continues with you guys this morning. Stay with us. I'll give you an update on some of the stuff that happened last night as Cody Rhodes is making his way to SmackDown face-to-face the Roman Reigns this Friday night. All of that and more sports news and more headline news still to come. After the break, a little Israel at war. But first, time for that active weather forecast. On this Tuesday. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rugged squares or gooey things at all. Yes, you do. There you go. Exterminate and lay the smack down for you. Beautiful sunny skies today with a high near 60. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear with a low near 38. That's right. Send me some money. Thank you, Pete. Is $, it's on Cash App at $, RyanShelander. That's $, RyanShelander. And you can help me do some things. I'm looking to do something to keep this show going and to expand our Atlanta market radio show. With everybody else having radio shows. Monty, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'm trying to find an expert on gaming to do a gaming radio show here at the station. I know nothing about it, so I'm looking for the right people that would know, that you guys would enjoy. But I appreciate you popping it in there, because there's going to be people that go back to rewatch this that probably get your information from you. You're very welcome.
You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Alias. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend
There we go. We'll do that.
with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available.
Good morning, my lovely bride, Andra Polanis.
WarriorDefenders.com.
It's Holly, yeah, it is.
Asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those
Like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to send a donation to the station, it's in the feed too at $RyanShelander. It's my Cash App, RyanShelander. Ah, we're getting ready to come back. I love that new show there. No. Oh, it's all right because you're saved by the bell. Come on back in out of the penalty box. You guys were in the penalty box. I put you there. I separated you so you wouldn't attack one another. All right, it's about 34 minutes past the hour. 33 degrees in the Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Let's jump right back into it. Thank you very much. Our poll question up this morning, since we are doing movie reviews, has to do with old television shows returning. What TV show would you like to see make a comeback? The X-Files, The A-Team, Reno 911, or Married with Children? 52% of you are loving The X-Files, wanting that to come back. 33% of you are wanting to bring back The A-Team. With B.A. Baracus, I pity the fool. Who doesn't want to watch The A-Team? 14% of you want to see Al and Peg Bundy go, Al, give me some money. Oh, Peg. That's 14% of you. And Reno 911. Nobody really cares to watch that one, do they? So there you go. All right, ladies and germs and germs and ladies and ladies and germs and germs and ladies. We're going to jump right back into it. Here's a few little short things going on with the Israel war and Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu. We heard that Chuck Schumer said, hey, there needs to be a new president or new leadership voted in. He's like, nah, it doesn't need to be. There's just this, that, and the other. The war's been going on since October 7th and everything. Israel's West Bank settlers deflect in the wake of the U.S. sanctions. A ceasefire talks with Israel and Hamas are expected to resume. It started this past Sunday. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu has approved plans for the country's military to begin conducting ground operations once again near Gaza. And Pakistani warplanes launched an airstrike in Afghanistan early Monday, killing at least 8 people, according to news reports there. Wow. That's just some of the things that's going on with Israel at war. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that. And ladies and gentlemen, on this day, Bob Dylan's debut album debuted back in the 60s. I think it was 1968, released his first video. So that's right, released his first video. Tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about a bear attack, at least 1 person dead and 2 injured over in Russia. No, Vladimir didn't do it. I'm Putin. I'm Putin. All right, sorry. Is that going to make somebody mad? Probably so, right? I told you we make fun of everybody here. All right, the first charter flight from Haiti brings in U.S. residents into Miami. And of course, border report news for you on this Tuesday. The U.S. is exploring options to send those same migrants from Haiti back into their country right out of Florida. And they're thinking about going to a certain prison that's been closed for a while. Governor Ron DeSantis is sending 250 troops to secure the Florida border, and Coast Guard crews in southern Florida say there's about 219 migrants from Haiti so far in the 2024 year. And of 2023, there's 3,717. There you go. Wow. Wow. Some of the things that's going on. Wow. EU says they're going to allocate about $5 billion for Ukraine as the new U.S. funding remains uncertain. Of course, we're unable to do a lot of stuff because we got a lot of stuff that we're doing too. You know, I know we can't really save the world, ladies and gentlemen. We can't really save the world. So it's just one of those things. I know the United States is supposed to be able to save the world, but we can't. We can't always do everything. All right, 38 minutes past the hour, 33 degrees in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. New video showing a missing student. Riley Strain speaking to a Nashville officer on the night of his vanishing. Now, they're not blaming the officer. It's just that he was speaking on that night. Newly released video shows University of Missouri college student Riley Strain speaking to a Nashville officer on the night he vanished more than a week ago as police try to determine how his bank card ended up along the Cumberland River. Wow. Only the Lord can save the world. That's right. Police released video Monday showing the 22-year-old briefly speaking to an officer near the river as he walked. He said, "Hey, how are you doing?" "I'm good. How are you?" says Strain, responding, "Good." Shown was Riley briefly exchanging greetings with Officer Reginald Young on Gay Street south of Woodland Street Bridge on the night of March 8th, said Metro Nashville Police. Riley did not appear being in any kind of distress at the time, so the officers didn't think anything. Wow. Hey, why is everybody popping off? Pop back on. There you go. On Sunday, Strain's bank card was discovered on the banks of the Gay Street and Cumberland River, according to Metro Nashville Police Department, which they wrote on their X files. Wow. Let's see if they've got any details. There's a video out of the vehicle being broke into, and they are checking it. So you can check that out on our WQEE page as well. Wow. Woo, it's cold out there this morning, and it's cold somewhere else. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. We still have for you, we'll keep you abreast of what's going on with this news story. They still haven't found the whereabouts of Strain right now, and they're looking for him. Well, they found the whereabouts, but they're trying to figure out what had happened. While there's surveillance video of Strain stumbling and falling at one point before the interaction with the police officer, there's no security footage of him or no cell phone activity after 10 p.m. Oh, so they're still trying to investigate into what's going on. I mean, he's got frat brothers. They're talking to them, but man, this is a very unusual situation. More college kids disappearing and everything. We got to be on the lookout for all of this. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head into period number 3 this morning with Shane B. He and I are going to talk about Jack Black's movie, still at number 1 for the second week in a row in North America. Also, we'll get to the top 10 movies, what's hot and what's not, and get ready for new movies coming out in the next week or so. Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, WWE is leading up to WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 in Philadelphia. We'll talk all about that and get you a review of last night's Raw in a quick Raw review. We're going to get raw with you. Mario movie was 5 out of 10, says Bonnie. Watched that movie. I kind of liked it myself and everything. We will be talking movies coming up in the final period with Shane B. So you guys stay with us if you can all morning long. Like, subscribe, and share the page. And speaking of movies and shows, our poll question this morning: what television show would you like to see make a comeback? The X-Files, the A-Team, which is what I'm choosing, Reno 911, or Married with Children. Reno 911 is getting no love this morning. 14% of you love Married with Children with Alan Pang Bundy. Also, the A-Team with What You Talking About? That's right, a pity fool who don't like the A-Team. 32% of you are voting for it, and 55% of you are going into the unknown with the X-Files. Remember the time the X-Files crossed over with Cops? If you guys remember that, Cops was a big show back on Fox at the time. You had, of course, Married with Children, The Simpsons, and all that. And when X-Files became popular, they crossed over like they were chasing some kind of hairy monster down with the cops. They crossed over. It was like X-Files pretended to be like they were on Cops. Wow. There you go. All right. Some of you might remember that. Some of you don't. Got to go back and watch that show. Getting creepy with you this morning. All right. We're going to take a break on this Twisted Tuesday. Work is having inventory on Thursday morning. You will not be with us. So you won't be with us to join us to speak with Courtney Lizo is going to be on with us. You need to tell your boss to let you just put it on. You guys could also listen to 99.1 FM on the radio dial too. Tell your boss, look, we can't miss this show. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. We'll be back in a moment to close out this second half of this, or the second half of this period. We got a few other things to talk about to go into the top of the hour. Hey, I'm telling you, Pete, do it. Back in a moment.
I'm Rick Smith, and this is Labor History in 2.
Five Nights at Freddy fans might want to look up there. You look up there, ladies and gentlemen.
Bethlehem began. 14,000 workers at Bethlehem Steel's Lackawanna Mill in Buffalo, New York, walked out on strike. The Steel Workers Organizing Committee, or SWAC, had been fighting to organize Little Steel for years. Little Steel was a general term that referred to the smaller mills like Republic, Inland, Bethlehem, and Youngstown Sheep too. At Bethlehem, SWAC was still waiting for a decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals about the company union. Bethlehem
Wyatt and Wayne Rose, nephews of Dusty and Cody, to make wrestling debut. Uh-oh, really?
$1 worth of armament orders to fill, and yet they wouldn't even pay the legal minimum wage mandated for government.
Uh-oh.
Retired steelworker.
Uh-oh, we got some wrestling
I went to work there.
crossovers too much.
A 20-pound sledgehammer.
Thank you, Jesus Love, mentioning me.
81-year-old continued by saying, I got 40 cents an hour, 6 days a week, no vacations. The last straw came when Bethlehem fired over 1,000 workers. Bethlehem claimed these particular workers damaged coke ovens when they engaged in a work stoppage. Workers immediately formed solid picket lines at 7 gates that stretched 2 miles. They successfully beat back attempts by police to allow scabs to cross their picket line. After 38 hours, Bethlehem quickly agreed to reinstate the 1,000 workers. They soon resumed talks regarding wage increases, grievance procedures, and union recognition. But a month later, Bethlehem...
A little too bloody, but it was funny and bloody at the same time. People have different views on that. I know my movie reviewer kind of liked it, didn't kind of like it because he's kind of a gamer. But I heard a lot of people liked that movie, so it was at #1 for a couple of weeks here in America.
Jackson Street Sweet A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken.
Pringle Man, but as a Bonnie.
Bringing you the best chicken
Okay,
around.
cool.
So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street Sweet A here in Newton.
This is Margie from Connecting Hearts Network. I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you what Family Patterns Matters is all about.
Family Patterns Matter works with youth and their
We're going to do a little wrestling wrap up for you to end this hour.
Tutoring, teaching life skills, resilience.
Get that out of the way.
kindness. We also bring music and art therapy. Please visit our website at www.familypatternsmatter.org.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newton, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto,
It is
and
Linda.
commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
I am Apostle Deborah Harris, Pastor Apostle of Kingdom
Let's
Connect
see
Ministries
here.
International at 121 Hillwood Circle, Newnan, Georgia. Presenting Connecting the Kingdom. Connecting kingdom citizens, kingdom businesses, and
that's
advancing
one-on-one.
the kingdom of God in this hour.
What's up, Matthew? How are you doing this morning?
With guests who are sharing their faith.
My favorite character is Bonnie and Five Nights at Freddy's. Cool. Well, no wonder your name is Bonnie on here. Cool. Well, Matthew, if that's what you want to do, brother, I'm not going to judge you. Yes, I came to play, ladies and gentlemen. A little awesome truth music in the background there. Really just more the Miz's. Do a little wrestling wrap up to take us up to the top of the hour. 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. You're welcome, Matthew. 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. Your dog, Max, ran away. I'm sorry to hear about that, Bonnie. Maybe Max will come back one day. You never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a little wrestling wrap up. Of course, our poll questions up on the YouTube page. We appreciate you guys answering that. We'll get into that because coming to the final period, we'll do movie reviews with Shane B. And he and I'll talk top 10 movies in the box office from over the weekend and get you what's hot and what is not and what you need to be checking out and what need to be like, whatever, forget about it. That's all coming up in the final period. Plus, I think we might have our sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, join us next hour. Where are you going to go? Let's go. You're talking about wrestling? That's got to be what you're talking about. All right, coverage from last night began with Jey Uso being attacked by his twin brother Jimmy and Solo. They got a match at the pay-per-view or whatever, WrestleMania, brother versus brother. Brother versus brother is fine, like Owen Hart and Bret Hart, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy, but twins, whatever. WWE just likes to split families up. A complete rundown of this would be nice if the computer would not freeze up. It's going to have to, Ryan. One thing on the page and it freezes up. Anyway, we know that Cody come out and saved, and later on at the end, Cody gave a big promo about The Rock and everything. Paul Heyman comes out. He says, Roman Reigns will be by himself on Friday. If you show up by yourself, it's a deal, So there you go. And then other matches happened. The tag team turmoil match. I don't know who won that last night because I can't really read it here because my daggone computer wants to freeze up. Wow, internet sucks. They just should shut that company down. Well, people lose their jobs. AI take over. That's all right. That's all they care about anyways, AI. Everybody cares about AI, right? When it comes to things that don't bother them, they don't care. So I don't care. Obviously, that must be who's taking care of this slow internet here. Is the artificial intelligence. What did the horse say to the other horse? He said, hey, get the joke. I love it. Thank you, Bonnie. All right. Well, looks like, hey, what's up, Gail and the Zoo Crew joining us early this morning. Anyway, there was tag team turmoil matches. Awesome Truth won their match. There's going to be moving on. There's going to be top 5 teams taking on the Judgment Day off of SmackDown and Raw for WrestleMania in a couple of weeks. And we will be doing our WrestleMania review going into WrestleMania weekend on a Friday. So get ready for that. And speaking of wrestling, coming up on Friday, Action Wrestling star, owner, Matt Griffin will join us from Action Wrestling this Friday. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about wrestling. Coming up at Mantris Middle School here in Noonan. This coming up Friday night. So we'll have all of that coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday. And Thursday morning, the one, the only, Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast will be with us. She and I are going to talk about another unsolved homicide in small town USA across the United States on True Crime Thursday. Tomorrow's Weird Wednesday, and we're going to talk about an English singer-songwriter who married the man of her dreams and divorced him, but she could never see him. You can't see him. No, he wasn't John Cena. He was a ghost of a Victorian soldier, supposedly. We'll talk about that coming up tomorrow morning on the show. Where did the boat go when it was sick? The boat dock. To get a joke, I like it. Hopefully everything's not freezing up over here. If it is, thou shalt not freeze up. If you do, thou shalt get rid of the evil of the world. This is what happens. It just seems to what's happening. Every time I have something good. All right. Gail says she's voting for A team, the A team, in the poll question this morning. In our poll question this morning, which TV show would you like to see make a big comeback? The X-Files, the A Team, Reno 911, and Married with Children. We'll go ahead and give you that poll update here in just a few moments as our computer went completely kablunk. At least that site did. I don't understand. So I guess I'll have to tell Richard if he calls in that we're going to talk wrestling. Sorry, Richard, we got to talk wrestling, buddy. I know you don't know it, but you got to talk it. You know why? Because I was trying to give an update in the last few minutes here, and then my computer went, no, you're not going to do it. No. Wait. She's doing fantastic, actually, Gail. Coming up in the next hour, Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey are going to bring a steakhouse to Kansas City. Boxing legend Roberto Duran, this one's for you, boxing kangaroo. We'll tell you what's wrong with him. Darby Allen suffered a foot injury, and we're going to talk about a gambling investigation for Temple's men's basketball team. These stories and more coming up in the next period on the Walking Dead. on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. All right, let's close out this hour with our daily devotion, ladies and gentlemen. Our daily devotion being sponsored by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area, Noonan. That's right, every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Inside service is 9 a.m., 10:30 outside under the tent, expanded inside as well. And 6:30 p.m. for you hip, cool kids. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area, Noonan. This is awesome. That is awesome. Prayer works. It does. Amen. NCCPM, Pastor Cedric invite you out. Pastor Darren, Pastor Randy, who's going to be retiring pretty soon, and Head Pastor Jimmy Ellison inviting you out to Noonan City Church, transforming lives from Jesus for Jesus' sake. Woo! That's right. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue in the metro Atlanta area, Noonan. We're bringing you a look at Jesus Listens from Sarah Young, the author of Jesus Calling. She is bringing together Psalms 18. Today is 18:29, Psalms 9:11 through 12, 2 Corinthians 5:7. Thou shalt work for the remainder of the time. If the computer messes up, thou shalt be destroyed. The enemy will. All right. Jesus, help me follow you one step at a time. I know this is all you require of me. In fact, I realize That the only way I can move through this space-time world is to take one step at a time. But as I look ahead, I see huge mountains looming, and I start wondering, can I scale those things? Are they a little too high? I've scaled a mountain. Meanwhile, because I'm not looking where I'm going, I stumble easily over the path. Stumble, stumble, stumble. As you help me get back on my feet, I tell you how worried I am about cliffs up ahead. You're like, don't worry about it. That's what Jesus says. I know if you do lead me up the steepest way, you will equip me to do so. And he has. You will even command your angels to guard me all the way. Amen. I really want to stay focused on the present journey, enjoying your presence. Teach me to walk by faith, not by sight. Trust in you and only you. Amen, Jesus. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's a good one. As the old folks would say, that's a good one. 3 times this morning, this thing had to restore. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. All right, let me give you another joke from Bonnie this morning. Bonnie's got some cool jokes here. Why do golfers wear 2 pairs of underwear? In case they get a hole in one. And it's a golf pun. I know. Thank you, Bonnie. That is so cool. We got some brand new subscribers and listeners to the show having a good time with us this morning. Anybody who doesn't have a good time, they can go on about their business. Yeah, prayer does work. So I hope the prayer worked for you yesterday as well. Gail, back in a moment. More news at the top of the hour. Good morning, everybody. Bonnie's putting some funny little jokes in there. I wish Bonnie, I appreciate, I don't know if it's he or she, I'm sorry. Bonnie's putting some jokes in there and I can use them on the radio. So, Thank you. That was funny. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Pete is here. He just talked about something. He said, hey, Gail, some of Holly's friends are visiting from Tennessee. Sweetleaf over here is like, hello to every one of you. He says hello to you, Gail. They all saying hello from the Navajo Nation. Finally, somebody giving some funny jokes that are clean, too. That might make some other people jealous, Bonnie, that you're funny. Not our listeners, but other people.
And Noonan City Church, 17th Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan, asking you to join us for one of our 4 services, Sunday mornings, 8 a.m.
You're welcome.
9 a.m. and 10:30 service outside of their tent. Cool, hip, kids, NCCBM, 6:30 p.m. Yes, 17th Avenue, Pastor Jimmy Ellison invites you out. That's your WQEE 99.1 FM Community Calendar. WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Nearly 1,000 Americans have reached out to the State Department for help in Haiti, where gang violence has plunged the nation into chaos. Mark Mayfield reports.
A State Department spokesperson says people have been filling out crisis intake forms online as the U.S. tries to get people out on chartered flights. Not all of the people who fill
I'll tell them all hello.
And the government continues to evaluate.
I will say hello. I will give you a massive shout out there for you, Luke, my brother.
Former President Donald Trump's lawyers say he is unable to secure the $464 million.
I will tell everybody you said, hey, Gail, when I get back on the air. You guys are the only ones that can hear me off air, the only ones behind the scenes. Why is the Easter Bunny upset? He had a bad hair day. It's spelled hair, H-A-R-E.
Finding a bond is practically impossible. As expected, attorneys for former
Yeah, Luke, I'll give you a massive shout out, my brother.
election interference co-defendants wanted appeal
A poop socks ready for you're going after the Buckingham Palace.
Willis at the helm of the prosecution. Mitch Evans
Poor
with more.
poor Prince William.
Judge Scott McAfee,
Such a victim.
certificate of immediate review, seeks to
All that money.
appeal his ruling to the Georgia Court of Appeals before a trial begins. They claim that Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade's resignation was, quote, insufficient to cure the appearance of impropriety the court has determined exists, end quote. McAfee ruled last Friday that Willis either recuse herself
All right, there we go.
from the case or that her former lover Wade step aside. He then tendered his resignation.
And the Environmental Protection Agency is banning the last form of asbestos used in the United States. The government agency called it a major milestone for chemical safety by banning the ongoing use, which has been linked to multiple types of cancer. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Okay, so Domino's Perfect Combo includes 2 medium on topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a 2-liter of Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs. All of it? All of it. $44 or $45? $34.99. The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each. 75. What if I told you that this Domino's Perfect Combo is only $19.99?
What? Shut the front door.
This'll be a family. It's Domino's Perfect Combo, and it's
What's a snake's favorite subject in school? History.
Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner, but thankfully there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps
Oh,
me find the
man.
best home pros in my area to handle
I
any
love
kind of
it.
project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Home Advisor.
Is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone
Hey,
right next door to the
Desmond. Hey, what's up, Desmond? We appreciate you joining us this morning, our friend.
Street, Suite A here in Newton.
That's right. You should be doing that commercial, Desmond. Wishbone fried chicken, that's right. Andrew Pilatus, my lovely bride.
706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sale agent.
That's right.
Cowboy the Force. Cowboy the Force.
Wishbone is the best chicken around.
We exist to provide recovery support services.
Looks like
individuals and family members.
the internet wants to work now.
Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowboytheforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the
Here we go.
inviting you to join us.
We're about to go back on.
Of Atlanta's funnest
Live
sports
radio
talk here
station. Here we go.
I say
Woo-hoo.
fun because it is.
Like, share, and subscribe to your friends.
The listeners are part of the show.
Here we go.
Every day between noon and 2 p.m.
Now, this page is not slow because it's working.
Sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might
If it is, it's because, wow, internet sucks.
Daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.
They don't pay me. They pay me, I'll lie about them.
Hey, sports fans.
Oh.
Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time.
Cowboy the Force, cool, that is it. Sunset, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Here we go. We're coming back. Where's everybody going and coming off? I guess they're sharing. Thank you. Here we go. What the knocking going on? What's the knocking going on?
And this time, no mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you. When the band began to play, the skies were shining bright.
Uh-oh.
But now the milkman's on his way. It's too late to say goodnight.
So say good morning.
Good morning. Sunbeams will still sun. Good morning. Good morning to you. Be granted that to be in Louisiana in the morning.
We are still going. We are still going. We are still going there, Stewie. Welcome into period number 2 of RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown doing the noonan dance. There you go. Good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a good night. Coming up this hour, we got some news for you, sports, and more. And I'll give you the rest of Raw review. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. Like I tell you, you're in lockdown with yours truly, Ryan O'Neal, of course. And, I am the game, baby. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation. 25 different internet and real radio stations put together. Across the British Columbia, Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations right here at the home of news, inspirational talk, women's power radio, and Southern sports, 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and more. We are with you, Atlanta and beyond. And to my haters, well, I only got one thing to say to you. Listen up, haters. To this, tell them Triple H. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here. Welcome in, Warrior Defenders. Thank you for being with us this morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot going on. Big morning ahead. We will do our Friday Night Light sports review. If we got Richard with us or not, I don't know if Richard's going to be with us this morning or not, due to the fact that he's supposed to be on vacation, I think, this week. So we don't usually do a sports update with him when he's on vacation, but our sports analyst, Richard Aldridge, might join us this hour. If not, we'll dive into it ourselves. Also, and then, of course, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and Mr. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey, are partnering up right after the Super Bowl to deciding they're going to bring in a brand new steakhouse restaurant into Kansas City. And if they do in 2024, 2025, I'm going to have to make a road trip because I know it's going to be good. We'll talk about a boxing legend for our boxing kangaroo, who's a boxing fan on our show, listening to us this morning, and more. Why is a broom late for work? It overswept. Stop calling him Mr. Taylor Swift. Sorry, Andrew, I have to make fun of it. People like to make fun of it. Anyway, what TV show would you guys like to see make a big comeback? The X-Files getting 57% of your votes. It's a Strange and the Unknown there. The A-Team getting 29% of your votes. Married with Children getting 14% of your votes. And Reno 911, nobody really cares if that comes back or not. So at least my audience don't. So put in there, tell us what you think, and like it everywhere. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Do some of our headline news right quick. A team of trackers found a 500-pound snake in South Florida last month. The report said that they discovered this giant snake February 21st on some public land in Naples when officials discovered the 7-foot wide python. Of course, they had to bring somebody in to get rid of it, and they did. And according to that area in the Everglades, this python, this animal is 90% responsible for the decline in mammal population there. What? A prominent Hollywood producer named for his work with How to Get Away with Murder, Supernatural, and Alias has been accused of sexual assault by an aspiring writer. The accuser is only identified as John Doe at this time, a former military veteran and of course a writer, saying allegations of Lawrence Andrade's 66 assaulted him back in 2022, drugged the man, and engaged in sexual activity. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on there. This is not the first time this producer has done that. A woman accused Dak Prescott of sexual assault has filed a police report in Dallas. That incident happened in 2017. The star quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, I guess she is suing for $100 million claim. Dallas police say that the ongoing investigation is still out there trying to figure out whether or not this happened or not. But Dak Prescott's attorney said, no, it didn't happen. She just wants to take her money. And according to her attorney, it's just a smokescreen to distract from what he's doing. Wow. Amazing. The different things that are going on. RFK Jr. was considering Jesse Ventura and even Aaron Rodgers as a VP. RFK Jr. has got one big choice now. He's decided that Nicole Shanahan is going to run as his running mate as the independent president bid. That's right. Shanahan is a California attorney, a business owner who was previously married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin. She also patted out the money for Kennedy's Super Bowl commercial. You didn't know that. Now you do. Qualifying match for the tag team match is the top 5 tag teams going to be taking on Judgment Day for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Had DIY beat the Creed brothers last night. Also in a tag team match, India Hartwell and Candice LeRae win their match. Ricochet wins his match over Dominic Mysterio. What? Contract signing between Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, defending against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Awesome Truth win their match and move forward for the qualifying match for the Tag Team Championship. And the New Day move forward as well, beating the Alpha Academy. Last woman standing match had Becky Lynch beat Nia Jax, and that all happened last night. So that's just some of the things that are going on in the world around us. All right, let's see what else is going on with sports. 15 minutes past the hour. It's currently 34 degrees. Oh, it's cold out there. Your top temperature under sunny skies, brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street here in the metro Atlanta area of Newnan. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and star Travis Kelsey have announced a new steakhouse will be open by 2025 inside a Kansas City hotel. The restaurant will also feature an exclusive, extensive wine collection that the both are into. And it's going to probably be pretty expensive to be part of. This just comes a few weeks after Kelsey and Mahomes won the Super Bowl as they were partying on the Vegas Strip. Now, we should stop. You know what, Patrick? You know what we should do? You know what? We should do. What should we do, Travis? We should start a steakhouse, man, with all kind of wine. Taylor loves her wine, buddy. That's how I got it. Oh no, did I hurt somebody's feelings? It's called a joke. Get over it. They were partying when they came up with it. What do you call a pencil with 2 erasers? Pointless. I like that. Oh, wow. They're just having their good time. You know what? I tell you what. Let's start a steakhouse, man. A steakhouse inside that hotel that we stay at whenever your wife kicks you out, whenever Brittany kicks you out, Patrick. Yeah, I know that one you're talking about. They discussed it after they were partying, so they were probably. And then what happened is their managers heard them and recorded it. Like, look, this is what you guys were discussing while you were a little intoxicated, and we're gonna do this. Like, dadgummit. By the way, we got you to sign this paper while you were doing it too. That's illegal. I'm just kidding. They didn't do that. That's all jokes aside. Oh my goodness. All jokes aside. I think I'd be into that. Yeah, they were a little intoxicated. I think they were a little intoxicated when they decided to do. Oh my goodness. This is March 19th. I tell you what, I'm going to tell you some celebrity birthdays right quick before we head back into the headline news. U.S. Marshal Wyatt Earp was born in 1848. British explorer Richard Burton was born in 1821. Comedian Moms Mabel was born in 1894. Watergate Judge John Saris was born in 1904. Let's see who else. Singer Clarence Frogman Henry was born in 1937. He's 87 today. Actor Renee Taylor was born in 1933, 91 today. Glenn Close, the actor, born in 1947, 77 years of age. Film producer and sex maniac Harvey Weinstein is 72 today. He was born in 1952. Actor Bruce Willis, we all know him from everything from Moonstruck to every movie he's done. He was born in 1955. He's 69 today. Eduardo, one of the co-founders of Facebook, was born in 1982. He's 42 today. What? One of the co-founders of Facebook is 42 years old today. Woo! Wish he was still with Facebook. Eduardo knew what he was doing. Be like, we got sponsors to pay for all this stuff that you ended up doing anyway. And you know what? It'll take care of the business. And you know what? We won't kick nobody off. Dadgummit, Eduardo. They say Clint Eastwood is 93 years of age and he lives alone here in Georgia. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess we need to take a road trip through Georgia to see if we can find Clint Eastwood. That's not right, Ryan. That's not right at all. That is not right. But let's do it. Let's do it. Finally, a couple of news stories this morning. Boxing legend Roberto Duran is recently receiving medical care for a heart condition. AEW wrestling superstar and former tag team champion with Sting, Darby Allen, suffered a broken foot during last week's AEW Dynamite Big Business. He was set to climb Mount Everest in a couple of weeks. I think that's likely not going to happen for the AEW superstar. Also, ladies and gentlemen, ceasefire talks with Israel and Hamas are expected to resume as of this past Sunday, and we'll see if that continues to move forward. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu has approved plans for the country's military to begin conducting ground operations near Gaza once again, and Israel's West Bank settlers are deflected in the wake of the U.S. sanctions. We also tell you that Chuck Schumer, one of the Senator Majority House leaders, said that he thinks there needs to be a new election held and someone needs to take over for Prime Minister Netanyahu. Netanyahu says he don't even know what he's talking about. They got what they got going on there and everything. So that's what's going on with some of your headline news. Some of the news you can check out on our WQEE page. Burger King faces $15 million lawsuit for failure to stop an open-air drug sales in front of their store in New York City. We'll talk about that. We talked about that yesterday. 2 dead, multiple injuries in tornadoes that ripped through Ohio and Indiana. Ohio governor declares a state of emergency after this. Tomorrow morning, we'll dive deeper into the bear attacks that leave 1 person dead, 2 injured in a small countryside of Russia. And former President Donald Trump cannot pay his $454 million bond for the civil judgment in New York City. These stories are on the WQEE page for you to read for yourself. On this day in 1962, March 19, 1962, singer-songwriter Bob Dylan debuted his album, Bob Dylan, his debut album on Columbia Records. I tell you what, Bob Dylan here, and knocking on heaven's door. I tell you what. In 1962, I had that song come out, and we put some stuff out there, and they kind of said I was folk, and they said I was this and I was that, and I was this, that, and the other. I just was singing songs, man. I wasn't what anybody said I was. Wow, can you believe that? So Bob Dylan, there you go. All right, one last newsworthy note before we dive into more sports news in just a few moments. We'll go inside the Friday Night Lights. Scoreboard is lit up for you. We'll talk a little sports for you this morning. But one more newsworthy note, if it don't freeze up. A mother from Ohio whose 16-month-old daughter died after she left her home alone for a week to go on vacation. What an idiot. Was sentenced Monday to life in prison without parole. According to the judge there, it called the ultimate act of betrayal. And he sentenced Christine. We won't tell you her last name because she's already getting a lot of bad publicity because of what she did wrong. The 32-year-old pleaded guilty last month to aggravated murder and endangering a child in connection to her child's death after she left it alone and unattended for 10 days so she could go on vacation. She left her Cleveland home on June 6th of last year to go to Puerto Rico and Michigan as she posts photos on the beach with friends. She did not return home until June 16th, where she found her daughter unresponsive, called police, and pronounced the toddler dead. How can you lose a child at home? If you don't have the abilities to bring up a child, you're moronic. You know what needs to be taken care of. This is one thing I don't like, going after. There's 3 things I really will step up against, and that's abuse of children, abuse of, women, and being hateful and demonic and racist, and demonic racism, and in our society. Oh, it's all right. It's accepted. It's called freedom of speech. No, it's not called freedom of speech. This is what's called freedom of speech. You leave your child at home alone. You need your butt whooped to a bloody pulp. You need a smackdown laid on you. And anybody would have loved that child more than this woman. And if she's too lazy, we didn't go on vacation. Well, you shouldn't have the child. And this is what I tell everybody. When you get a bank account, the person that draws up your bank account, they don't say, hey, here's your bank account. Here's a savings account. They don't say, here's a vacation account. But idiots like, I'm going to go on vacation. I've got enough money to pay for everything. Then I'm going to fuss about the economy and stuff. This woman wanted to go on vacation and have fun and leave her child at home. She could have found a mother or a family member to watch this child. But no, she didn't want to do that. I'm glad she's going to prison. Investigators said there were no sign of trauma. The toddler was found in a pack and play pen on a liner. She had not been changed for a week. So there you go. An autopsy said that she died of starvation and dehydration. What a piece of trash this woman was. Ugh. I can't get into it anymore. It makes me sick that somebody would do that to a child. It just does. All right, that's a sad news story. We got sports coming up in just a few moments. We'll talk more sports for you and see what's going on in the world around us. Football action, NFL action, UFL action, and more still to come. as we go inside the Friday Night Light scoreboard. Maybe we'll have our friend Richard Holdridge with us this morning. If not, hey, guess what? I can handle it all alone. We're going to take a break. Stay with us more on the way. Thank you for being back, Bonnie. You're listening to RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. Our question of the morning, or I should say our poll question this morning, is what TV show do you like to see make a big comeback? The X-Files, The A-Team, Reno 911, or Married with Children? More answers coming up for you in just a few. We head into the Friday Night Light scoreboard next. Good morning.
Hey.
What's up, brother? I thought you were on vacation this week.
No, that's a 2 week.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I was thinking you were on vacation this week, but that's not a problem. I was ready to do the show by myself, but I'm glad you're here.
Do you have any new commercials you want me to run? Like, if you happen to have them, could you just send me the spots and I'll throw them in my show?
Yeah, I got a few I need to send you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to change it up. I've been playing the same exact commercial.
Yeah, I got some new stuff that is coming in, but it's taking its time. When you're by yourself, it's hard. And I got some things in the works, but I got a few new commercials I can send over to you. I just been busy.
Okay.
Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. I don't want to talk about that. I do want to talk about that. Let's see. Oh, goody. Thank you, guys. I appreciate my weekly recap. Well, how's your week been going? Woo-wee. All right, let's go ahead and drop that in there. And that in there. Thank you, Bonnie. We appreciate you. Probably need to send over that one. All right, we're getting ready to go on.
Sure.
All right. Oh, I'm feeling it all right this morning. There's a party going on, you know what I mean? Friday nights are always a great night for football, but so is Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, and Twisted Tuesday morning, especially on this Friday Night Lights Scoreboard show with our friend representing the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge. That's coming up weekdays from 2 to 3 on the network, sponsored by Georgia's Alabama Sports Live. He's part of the Chattahoochee Valley Living newspaper. He's been all over the Fountain City bringing you football, baseball, basketball, high school, pro, and more. Please welcome a father, a husband, and a military man, the one, the only, Richard Holdridge. Good morning, Richard.
Hey, good morning, Ryan. I'm just glad to be here on the show. This is my favorite week of sports because we've got brackets.
Woohoo!
We've got nothing but brackets. And I've already filled out my bracket for the men. I haven't filled out the one for the women yet, but I'm excited about the women's tournament just as well.
I know March Madness is underway. I talked to Coach Lewis yesterday from Landmark Christian, and he said this is his favorite time of the year. And he says he and many members of his family do a bracket where the winners get a Lewis Award. And right now, the Lewis Award that is sitting in his sister's house, his sister and nieces, and let me tell you how they pick winners. It's based upon, he said, it's based upon the outfits that the players are wearing, the cheerleaders, and the color scheme and the mascots, and they've won the last 2 years because of that. Ooh, what do you think about that, Richard?
I mean, that's a very unique way to pick brackets. I mean, there's really no right or wrong answer to pick brackets because
well, they're winners.
You know about a team and you're watching college basketball in November and you're breaking down the teams and their strengths. It all gets thrown out of the air because this is so crazy because, you know, last year we had a 16 seed upset of one, we had a 15 seed upset of two.
Right.
I mean, everything that you know about college basketball gets thrown out the window. I mean, you could strategize it. You could say, well, NC State has won 5 games in 5 days.
Right.
Yeah, so they're probably going to lose in the first round. Or, you know, I think that you got Tennessee that's taking on St. Peter's. Well, you know, St. Peter's went to the Elite Eight last 2 years ago as the number 15 seed. No, I mean, you can overanalyze it, but
you can
actually. I fill out my bracket based on gut feeling.
All right.
I don't want to like think it too hard or like try to pick favorites or listen to the experts. I take my bracket and I look at like the 6-11 matchup.
Right.
And I see like South Carolina taking on Oregon, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think Oregon's going to win that one. That's
right.
Based on the two teams matching up. Or, you know, the mid-majors, it's very interesting because last year we had all number 5 seeds beat 12 seeds.
Right.
And that rarely happens. We always have a 12 seed beat a 5 seed.
Right.
But this year, I'm thinking the majority of the 12 seeds to win.
Wow.
You know, I'm thinking like McD.
Well, I tell you what.
One over 30 games, I got them beating Gonzaga because Gonzaga is not the same Gonzaga team from the years past.
No, they're not. Well, you know what's been really cool and everything too has a couple of teams in Alabama are there, and Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. I mean, this is giving the Auburn Tigers kind of a little shot in the arm, and Tiger fans going, maybe next year is going to be our year on the football field. What are you thinking about Auburn? I heard it yesterday on your show, but what are you thinking about Auburn?
They've got probably the most deepest team. You know, when you got Caldwell coming off the bench, Janiah Broom, I mean, they've got some ballers. But I felt like they were not properly seeded. They won the SEC tournament. They should have at least been a number 3 seed.
Amen.
And I think they're in the toughest bracket. In the East bracket, they got to go all the way to Spokane, Washington, which that doesn't make any sense. How could you be in the East bracket and go to Spokane, Washington? But they got to play possibly the defending champions, the UConn Huskies. They're the number 1 seed. You got San Diego State that went to the championship last year, number 5 seed. Florida Atlantic, number 8 seed. UAB, who won the American Athletic Conference in its first year, is a 12 seed. And then you got Illinois, who won the Big Ten, a 3 seed. Iowa State won the Big 12, they're a 2 seed.
Yep.
I mean, who's coming up with this bracket? This bracket is like,
it's out there.
crazy.
I know, it's crazy. Well, you know, I'm pulling for Auburn, Bruce Pearl. It's going to be a hard one, but it's great to see Auburn doing it again and everything. And then Alabama, of course, just re-signed their head basketball coach, Coach Oates. And what do you think about the Crimson Tide?
I think the Crimson Tide, as far as basketball, remember they were the overall number 1 seed last year.
Mhm.
Brandon Miller, he went number 2 in the draft. They lose to San Diego State in the Sweet 16. Bama is seated right where they need to be.
Right.
I think that Nados has really been a great hire. Mark Sears, fantastic player. I mean, I remember seeing that game where he just went off against Georgia. Alabama has kind of just been right where they are. And I actually do have them beating Charleston, but I just don't really see a scenario where they get past the Sweet 16. They'll get
I
to the
agree.
Sweet 16.
I agree.
I just don't think Alabama is talented enough to get to a Final Four. I know that's the ultimate goal.
Wow.
When they see Auburn get to the Final Four in 2019, and Alabama is like they had their chance last year.
They did.
Last year was the year to get to the Final Four. Now, this is not the same team. That was the overall number 1 seed last year.
I tell you, I agree with you 110%. Well, it is that time of year. It is March Madness going on. And of course, I had a poll question yesterday from my listeners about spring sports and their favorite spring sports. I gave them 4 choices, which was WNBA and / March Madness. I think about 19% of them. UFL football took 57% of the votes yesterday. CFL football and, of course, Major League Baseball came in second place. And no one, and then last place was CFL. So a lot of spring sports going on. And I want to dive from March Madness into Major League Baseball as we're still in spring training. But I want to talk about a $62 million deal that your Giants is getting with a Cy Young winning pitcher. Have you heard anything about this?
Oh, yeah. They got Blake Snell.
Uh-huh.
And he is going to be the number 1 starter, and that means Logan Webb's going to be the number 2 starter. I love this move. They already got Jorge Soler. I mean, you finally have a 30-plus home run guy. They haven't had that since they had Barry Bonds. And I'm just excited that the Giants could make some noise in the NL West. Even though you got, the Dodgers with the big payroll. Losing Blake Snell and losing Juan Soto, they're going to take a step back. The Diamondbacks won 84 games last year, but they got to the World Series.
They did.
Experts are saying, well, the Diamondbacks are not going to get back there. Why can't the Giants compete with the Dodgers like it's 2021 all over again?
They can.
They won 106 games. So I think that the Giants could be the biggest threat to the Dodgers.
Woohoo! See, I told you they were going to look good this year. I called your 49ers last year to go to the Super Bowl. I'm calling your Giants to do something this year. Of course, I know my Braves are where I want to be number 1. But I'm saying that they're in San Francisco right now. Everybody is at the top of their game. The 49ers, the Giants, the Warriors, they're all at the top of their game right now. And it's making that area proud for sure, Richard.
Oh, there's no question. You also can't forget about Stanford women's basketball. They won the national championship a couple years ago. And they're looking to have a good season as well. I'm a huge fan of Bay Area sports. I think that
I know you are.
Time where it was the center of the universe. I mean, you look at what they've done in the last decade. It's been incredible.
It definitely is, and we have a lot of listeners on the West Coast there that listen all day long and throughout the day, and they really have loved. When you and I were talking about the 49ers, I got a lot of love from out on the West Coast out there. So we do know the 49ers. We do know there's a lot of love in these teams this year. So I'm saying the Giants are going to do very well this year. Of course, I want my Braves to do well. Spring training is still underway, enjoying a little Major League Baseball spring training. Football is around the corner with the CFL in May, but the UFL will kick off at the end of this month, and I'm ecstatic about the USFL taking on the XFL coming together this year. You and I have spoke about it. I know you're going to have guests on your show. What are we really expecting going into spring football this year between the two divisions coming together for one organization?
Well, Ron, I'm really excited about the Birmingham Bolt. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the Birmingham Stallions. That was the XFL team.
I know, right?
Differentiate between the two. No, the Birmingham Stallions have really got a great fan base.
Yes.
And they are the two-time USFL champions. The Arlington Renegades are the defending XFL champions. They're going to face off in the opener on March the 30th. I know that's Easter weekend. I know that's we're having Final Four opening day in baseball. I mean, it kind of feels like the UFL is going to take a back seat. But you still have football fans. They're going to come out and support all the UFL teams, especially since there's not going to be any neutral site games. They're all going to have home games.
Yeah.
That is what we want to see.
And you know what? You're speaking. Speaking of that, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but speaking of that, I want to drop this in there so you have a little knowledge in the background. Arlington, the Renegades, have a couple of former Landmark Christian football players and a current defensive coach at Landmark will be heading to Arlington to play football this season. So Landmark's kind of got a little attachment there. Coach Tommy Lewis will be pulling for Arlington this season.
Nice.
Yeah, so
that's one way to root for the Arlington Renegades.
Mm-hmm. So we have two hometown teams, Birmingham and Arlington, even though they're in Texas.
And also, a lot of people don't realize this. I briefly lived in Vincent.
Right.
For about a couple of months. So a part of me roots for the Memphis Showboat.
That's right. I know that. So I know that you're excited about the Showboat. So we're going to have a lot of see, the cool thing about the UFL is you don't have to have a really, really favorite team, but you can pull for whoever because a lot of great players are making their way to it. And we're going to see players that we can see in the NFL in the next couple of years. Richard, what do you think about that?
I think it's a great showcase for players that could play in the NFL. NFL scouts are going to be at these games.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the success of P.J. Walker as a backup in the NFL. I mean, he was a great XFL player. I mean, so it's just great to see.
Well, I tell you what, can't wait for that. We're still getting ready to close to end hockey season before we do anything else. River Dragons hockey. That's what I want to get into now. We've already clinched. We're ready to go. Home ice advantage. I'm so excited. April's around the corner. Do you feel in your bones, chill in your bones, you get it, chill in your bones, that the River Dragons are going to bring home a championship?
There's no question about it, Ron.
There you go.
They've got the best record in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. They get the sweep against the Baton Rouge Zydeco. And then they get ready for the Motor City Rockers.
Ooh.
The Columbus Civic Center for a 3-game series. Oh, I can't wait for that.
Scott Brand in the house.
You think he's going to make an appearance? I think so.
I do too. I think he's going to make a public appearance, and his first public appearance will be at the Waffle House.
That's a good idea.
You know, he loved the Waffle House when he was here, so he's going to make a public appearance. Can't wait for that. It's going to be another great game between two teams, and Scott Brand will make an appearance. They'll probably do something. And speaking of another team that kicked off over in spring football is the Columbus Lions. Let's talk a little bit about the Lions right quick.
you look at this team. I mean, they got a lot of the players back from the championship team in the American Indoor Football Alliance Conference. Marcus Brooks looks fantastic as quarterback. He's got weapons. I mean, you got Denisio Ewing. He scored the first touchdown of the game. I mean, they actually, they were down 8-0. Amarillo took the opening kickoff back for a touchdown and went for 2. And you start worrying. So the Columbus Lions might be in trouble in this new league, in the American Indoor Football League. But that's not the case.
Right.
Because of their defense. When you have guys like Ken Washington and Darrell Green, I mean, great cover corners. Ken Washington, just big guy inside the interior. And then Marcus Brooks has time to throw the football. I mean, because their offensive line is fantastic. I think that Coach Damian Daniels has not skipped a beat. He was the defensive coordinator for the Columbus Lions in 2022 under Coach Jason Gibson.
Right.
And there's a reason why when Coach Jason Gibson took the job in Jacksonville, he wanted to bring Damian Daniels on as the defensive coordinator.
Right.
I mean, now he's the defensive back coach at Carver. I think he's going to get a high school job easily. He's going to be a head coach in high school. Already a head coach for the Columbus Lions.
Right.
I'm excited about the Nighthawks. I'll always know him as the Nighthawks. I mean,
there you go.
Probably one of the greatest moments in Lions broadcast history was when he came out of retirement and had a pick 6. I mean, it was fascinating. It was absolutely incredible.
It definitely was.
The type of coach,
right?
Can still play. The players are going to respect him because he's out in the trenches and showing them how the plays are.
That's right.
I mean, I think that really speaks volumes. And
I agree.
Just so excited about the home opener. April the 12th, back against the Amarillo Vincent.
Yes, can't wait for that. And everything's going to be exciting time at the Columbus Civic Center for the Columbus Lions once again. And I got 2 more questions before we let you go, my friend. One more is Georgia Alabama Sports Live. What's going on? I know yesterday you were calling a game. Baseball is there. You are a baseball fanatic, and you're going to be calling a lot of games. Tell us what's going on this week at Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Well, as far as the baseball games, I called the Brookstone Columbus game yesterday.
Good
Rick
one.
Beach from Kelsey Sports is calling Columbus Harris County today.
Okay.
We have our Georgia Alabama Sports Live show that we're going to be live at the Beck Center at Pacelli on Wednesday.
Woo!
Friday, we plan on calling Shaw Hardaway, but if there's rain in the forecast, we're not going to do it. There's about a 50% chance of rain.
Right.
And then Saturday, we have a special Georgia Alabama Sports Live show, live from the showroom at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC up in Opelika. That is going to be a fun show.
Live in Opelika.
For baseball, but we actually got some shows, in honor of March Madness and covered everything that's going on in the world of sports.
Sounds good. So there you go. And finally, I got to ask this question because it's the poll question this morning for our listeners. Which one of these television shows would you like to see make a big comeback? The X-Files, The A-Team, Reno 911, or Married with Children?
Oh, that is a good one. I think Married with Children would be awesome as a reboot.
There you go.
But I think that just watching the show, it was really a parody.
It really was.
To think that no married couple with children would ever act like that, but we all love Al Bundy. He's a polarizing figure. I know him as the guy that scored 4 touchdowns for Polk.
That's right. The greatest high school football player. Yes. The greatest high school football player, period, my friend, in football history. Period.
and he'll remind you pretty much just about every other episode. He will remind you about that.
That's right.
He's the guy that scored 4 touchdowns in 1 game.
That's it. All right, brother. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow, like, subscribe to the Sports Beat. And that's today, 2 to 3. Short synopsis. What's coming up on the show?
I'm glad you asked, Ryan. I got Philip Jordan on the show today. Tomorrow, I got Tanya Chavez. Her new Lobos are in the big dance.
Oh!
To talk about March Madness. tournament. This whole week is going to be dedicated to the madness that we call March Madness.
Whoa, yeah. Guys, make sure you tune in and follow, like, subscribe, and follow the Sports Beat everywhere on social media. And tune in today, 2 to 3, with Richard Holderidge. He's squeezed between the Rod Peterson Show, Atlanta's NHL and CFL show, and Braves Country Radio and Matt McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. I call it the best sports lineup in the business. Or actually, I say it's the only sports lineup in the business, Richard.
And you know I had both of them on my show.
I know, crossover shows.
And I've been on both, and I've been on their shows.
When are we gonna get all three of you guys on the show together? We'll have straight 5.
We got to do a 5-hour block where all three of us are on at the same time.
That's what I want to hear. Actually, it'd be a good Friday show. It'd be a good football Friday show for all of you guys to be together.
Well, I got to make my way down to Florida because Max McGee's over at Jacksonville and Rod Peterson's over at Fort Lauderdale. We're going to have to live from the Walt Disney World complex in Orlando or something.
We got to make that happen. We're going to work on that.
Oh, sure.
We're going to work for real. We're going to work on that. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we close out this period. Yeah, we can really work on that. That'd be cool.
Well, I will make my way down to Florida like when my family's on vacation. And my brother-in-law lives in Jacksonville. So
Oh, I know.
Going to Jacksonville.
I know. All right, brother.
Yep.
It's great and everything. I'll send you over some new spots. And when you guys decide if you guys want to do some things this year, want to bring some sports onto the station, let me know. Maybe whoever you guys, maybe you can sell them a little bit of extra advertising and come on the station and do a game of the week or something, because I got a few people wanting to do that. But I'd rather.
I spoke to Griff about that because he works for PNB Broadcasting and we're outside of the market. I know you guys are outside of the Columbus market. I think he says it's a conflict of interest. Right? But I don't know.
I understand where he's coming from. I don't want to get him in trouble.
Oh yeah, because he is an employee of PNB Broadcasting.
Yeah, and everything, and I don't want to get him in trouble, but we are outside the area, and if it's has to do with the Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and you take the lead, maybe you take the lead or something, then it may not be a conflict of interest, especially if he's not a part of it. He's just behind the scenes. We'll talk a little bit later about it. There's a lot of things that can be done without him having to get his name involved.
Oh, I understand.
I don't want, so I wouldn't want to damage the thing he had to do, but one day he probably will.
Yeah.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon. You have a great day.
All right, you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
That's because, you wonder why people can't work together. Old school mindsets. I don't do that. I have a lot of people in broadcast radio all over the country that I'm friends with. And none of us go, I don't know. It's not his fault. It's a company's fault trying to be stuck in 1968. 1995. It's 1995. Like, people really care. Everybody out there, who cares? Supposed to be like, we're on the YouTube anyway. Who cares? You guys be like, who cares?
Tune in Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10:30 to listen to the sustainable.
Maybe that who cares attitude will come up soon. The next poll question will be one about Weird Wednesday tomorrow. I already got it ready to go. It's going to have to do with one of my news stories.
And we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet in their own unique ways. Be sure to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show every Thursday at 10 a.m.
less optimistic about the economy this month, though they continue to expect inflation to cool further. The University of Michigan.
Thank you for being back. Next poll question will be tomorrow on one of my Bonnie, on one of my articles I'm going to talk about tomorrow. We got movie reviews coming up for you. Unexplained news tomorrow. Woo! Woo! True Crime Thursday coming up for you. It's going to be Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast joining us on Thursday talking about unsolved homicide. Friday, we're going to have Matt Griffin from Action Wrestling. He is the, I would say, GM of Action Wrestling, and coming up at Mattress Middle School in Noonan. They're traveling the South, and they'll be in my neck of the woods this coming up week. Oh, put as many jokes in there as you want, Bonnie. Yours are all clean, my friend. They're radio edited. And you wasn't even doing that. You just know how to write jokes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. We got to the top of the hour for you. Somebody better call your mom and tell them to tune in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. We're heading from the Friday Night Light Scoreboard into the movies. We're going to talk about top 10 hot movies that are coming up, ladies and gentlemen, for you in the next period with Shane B. But first, a couple things going on in the world of sports. UConn, South Carolina are among the men and women's national title champions, having an opportunity to take championships home. Also, Isaiah Thompson completes NBA's comeback, signing a 10-day contract with the Suns. We'll see where that goes from there. And the Braves spring training don't start today. They're off today, but back tomorrow. Rod Peterson's Toronto Blue Jays will take on my Atlanta Braves, 1:05 p.m. Wednesday. And tonight, WWE NXT, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. USA. Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Shawn Spears, and more on the USA 2 hours of WWE NXT. What do you call an eagle that flies over the sea? A seagull. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate those jokes. All right, guys, still to come. Shane B joins us in the final period. We'll go into movie reviews. And our poll question this morning, what television show would you like to see make a comeback? Now, Richard said he wants to marry with children, so I'll give that about 15%. Reno 911's got 0%. The A-Team has 28% of you guys voted. I'm voting A-Team. And the X-Files has about 59% of your votes as a show you would like to see make a comeback. Stay with us. Top 10 movies on the way. In a few newsworthy notes in the world of entertainment. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Castor. Nearly 1,000 Americans have reached out to the State Department for help in Haiti, where gang violence is plunging.
WQEE.
Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing this morning?
Oh, just cold.
I know, right? It's not supposed to be this cold this time of year. That dadgum gopher lied to us. We need Bill Murray to get rid of it. Either drown him like you did in Caddyshack or run him off the bridge like you did in Groundhog's Day. Man, maybe he'll just use his proton pack to get rid of him this time. Oh Lord. So what movie did you check out this week?
Cancel.
Okay.
What trash.
Sounds like you enjoyed it there, Shane.
I was really expecting more.
Oh, well, I guess they got some new ones in here too, so I don't know what in the top 10 that I'm seeing some new ones, but I didn't know some of these wasn't coming out. So
Oh, yeah, that one that came out of whatever the measurement society, magical euros or something like
hey,
that.
I was going to ask you about that. Does that mean does that mean all of us white folks can say that? Since this is in the movie theaters. I was like, wow. When I saw that, I was like, wow. I was like, do you think it's going to be good or what is it?
Basically, like Harry Potter.
Is that what it is?
Essentially.
Well, it might be better then.
I don't know. I don't watch Harry Potter. I don't watch the whole series of Harry Potter games.
I don't watch all that either, man. So, I mean, I saw one preview for it this weekend, and then I was like, and then I read that it was number 9. I was like, what is this? I'm like, and then Author to King came out, and I didn't even know that was out. So there's some that's out that I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I started to check that one out. We're going to do another King Arthur movie. And nope.
No, is that not what it is? Oh my goodness. I was hoping that's what it was. Well, now that you said nope, I'm not going to even want to watch the previews for it. Hey, I knew he was going to stay number 1. There just isn't anything that came out yet. So I figured he'd stay at number 1. But I didn't know any of this. I thought that Author to King was another one, but now that I know it's not. I don't know if any of these other movies that I would even want. The name of these movies wouldn't even. One Life and Love Lies Bleeding. I don't know if I want to watch anything, but those they just don't. The name don't appeal to me. So if the title don't appeal to me, I don't want to watch it. So I'm just ready for that Civil War movie. I can't wait to start messing with everybody. Say, I wrote down everything in it, man. I'm ready.
That movie's definitely going to take number 1.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, you couldn't find me yesterday, Cher. Oh, I'm sorry. I was home. Maybe it came off throughout the end or something. I don't know what had happened, Cher. Sorry. All right, we're getting ready to go on. It's the final period of play on this TGIT Twisted Tuesday. It's time for us to head to the movies. Hope you guys got your favorite soda, your popcorn, and your favorite candy because we're getting ready to talk movies. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, Ryan Neal, and of course, oh yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation, across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, And finally, across the Jordan communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM WQEE, the key, home of news, inspirational talk, and Southern sports, and so much more. The only station that brings it all to you, entertainment, news, and sports, and more. And we're live all day. I love it. I love it. I love it. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, to my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Get up close to the radio dial and tell them what I'm thinking here in my head. Triple H, tell them. That's right. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Welcome in, Cher, as well as Gail and Pete and everybody with us this morning. We appreciate that and all of you guys being a part. This morning, it's always Twisted Tuesday, which means we always, in the final period, head to the movies with our favorite movie reviewer, our Cisco, our Ebert. 2 thumbs up to movie shows, television, program, documentaries, anything from Netflix to Hulu. Always 2 thumbs up if they're good. And if they're not good, he gives them the Stone Cold Steve Austin salute. That's right. Please welcome our good friend, Shane B. Good morning, Shane. How you doing this morning, my friend?
Good morning.
It is a Tuesday morning, and I know that the awards season is got you exhausted. I know you're going to all these award shows and trying to, figure out who, what, when, and where. I mean, wearing your black tie and everything, since you are a professional movie reviewer. So we got all that, but now you can actually relax and watch some movies and shows. So let's hope you got into some movies and shows over the weekends that you can watch and enjoy. And I know you got one you're going to review for us in a moment, but our top 10 movies, just kind of the top 2 stayed at the top 2. And then we got new movies in there. Your thoughts on the top 10 movies this week?
Not surprising. Kung Fu Panda's still in number 1.
Woohoo! I know, Jack Black. Here we go.
Nothing else has come out. Huh?
Nothing. Nothing. I mean, I've seen some new things come out of the titles didn't make me want to watch, except for the number 3. And you just told me that wasn't what I thought it was. So, hey. Yes. I'm thinking it's The Round Table or something.
A very deceptive title. Very. I'm checking this one out. Like another King Arthur movie. Nope. About the dog. I'm like, okay. But didn't have the same success that the movie Dog.
Okay.
That one surprised. This one, not so much.
Right.
Not so much. Just so pretty generic. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. What else is going on? Oh, Kung Fu Panda still. Okay.
Of course. And you kind of like that one, said it was good for family. So, so yeah, I mean, Bob Marley's still sticking in there at number 7. And we got a few new ones in there and a few other ones. Like I said, some of these movies, they may be better than I think they are, but their names do not make me want to watch. Like One Life or Love Lies Bleeding. It doesn't make me want to watch them. I mean, you have to have something to draw me.
It's going to be like a smooth year for movies this year.
I agree. Yeah. Except for when Civil War comes out.
Still waiting on that one.
Me
So
too.
We're going to get number 1 here this weekend. Definitely.
Okay.
With Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
That's right. That's right. Coming out this week. Yes. We'll definitely get that. I'm hoping it's better than the previews. I'm excited. I do know that we've talked about these Ghostbusters movie and the Afterlife. Of course, we're not going to even consider the one with the women from Saturday Night Live in there as a Ghostbuster movie. But I'm hoping that this one kind of takes us back to New York and brings that first movie feel is what I'm hoping. What are you feeling and hoping?
I think they're going to try to as we talked about before, how it seems like Paul Rudd is being pushed to the forefront of this movie for some reason. I don't know why, but I really think the girl Phoebe, she should be the forefront of the movie.
I agree.
She should be the promotion of this movie. She is the one who created all of this, brought this group back together.
Exactly.
I'm sure she's going to be a dominant figure in the movie.
I see.
But the way these posters are advertising, all the promotional material and everything, it's like Paul Rudd. It's like, calm down.
Exactly.
Paul Rudd is the comic book thief.
Yeah, Ant-Man. All right, Ant-Man, go ahead and go to the side. You're right.
Then we had this movie was number 9.
Okay.
Didn't do what they hoped it would do, I guess.
Right.
The American Society of Magical Heroes. First off, how do you name a movie that?
Exactly. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Okay, we don't care to offend you, Shane, but we don't care to offend you, Shane, but we don't want to offend somebody that is, transforming into a robot or whatever, or transforming into a parakeet. But let's offend Shane. You know what I mean, bro?
Well, you want people to watch the movie, but you pretty much alienated an audience.
You alienated me.
Can be a little nervous of singing the title of it alone.
That's exactly. Yes.
So what are you thinking here? It's just basically a Black Harry Potter. I was like, what is my interest in watching?
I mean, I thought we were getting rid of these words and stuff, and I thought Hollywood, you and I have been talking about this for a couple of years, how they try to, focus in on let's don't do this. Now all of a sudden they throw this out here, and we don't know. It could be a good movie. It's just the title is going to scare people away, like you said. We haven't really seen it as a whole. I haven't seen it at anything except for a preview over the weekend, and I didn't even know it was coming out. And when I saw what the name of the movie was, my mouth dropped open going, what?
Yeah, I've only seen the trailers for this movie, and the trailers just weren't appealing. And it's just the whole premise of what it's supposed to be about. It's like, I really have no desires. As you're going out of your way to make something, to take another property, so to say, and like, oh, you gotta have something for us. And it's like, no, we don't. Could you at least call it something else?
And the name now, that to me really is going. To me, it kind of went too far with the name, and as well because you could have come up with something different. You could have took the concept. Everybody takes the concept and adapts it and changes it into whatever they want to change it into, whatever. But like I said, it took the number 9 spot, and I don't know if it's going to go up or it may go down this weekend, Shane.
Oh, it's definitely going to. Frozen Empire is going to take number 1. And
We know that's going to take number 1, yeah.
box office.
Well, I tell you, man, some of these movies and shows and everything, I just, 2024 has already started off kind of rough with, really slow with movies. I don't even remember us. We're in the middle of March. How many good movies have we talked about this year so far? One? That's what I'm saying. One if I can think of, and I can't even remember it. So, And we've been expecting this Ghostbusters movie because you and I've been talking about it a while. So it just seems like I guess that whole time off and a whole writer strike really did slow down releasing anything that we would want to see. I know we're expecting better movies later on this year, but and everything. So, but let's talk about. You said you watched a movie or a show or something. What did you check out that we shouldn't be checking out besides the top 10 movies?
Had to check out this movie,
Damsel. Okay.
It's a new Netflix movie. Trying to make Millie Bobby Brown
Okay.
heroin.
Okay. Yeah.
And this movie just really felt like it missed the mark. Naturally, with the name of it itself, you already get the idea of what it's going to be about. They call it Damsel.
Exactly.
So, it's going to be about the damsel in distress. But then what you know about that in the first 5 minutes? It's like, no, it's not your typical movie. And we're like, okay, thanks for that point. But it was so generic. It was, personally, it was just boring. The first 30 minutes of this movie is like just going nowhere. There's nothing happening. And it's kind of set, well, the opening is set to like some of the King Arthur days. And then they kill that dude and jump to this thing of basically she's to be married to a prince.
Okay.
And it's for her father to help save his people, get them out of poverty, the union between her and this really highly established prince, whose mother is Robin Wright.
Okay.
A House of Cards.
Right. I know her. Jenny.
It is very much a woman empowerment movie. There are male characters, but most of the things of significance are all done by the female characters. And I was like, okay, she has a stepmother, played by Angela Bassett, of all people.
I'm confused.
And she calls her stepmother.
Right.
Oh, stepmother, honey, all this other. Good. I don't know too much about the interracial relationships that would have gone on during that period of time, but
Right.
here's what I'll let you know. They definitely let you know.
Right.
But regardless, it's all a trick. And she's essentially a sacrifice to ward off a dragon.
Okay, I see. Oh.
King dragon. And that's what I see the deception that you're trying to present to me. That,
Right.
Oh, y'all tricked her into this marriage.
Yes, I can see
we're
that.
gonna sacrifice you to this dragon, but why does the dragon have its own?
Whatever day and time it
And
was.
Angela Bassett seems to be the only one who sees the deception. She doesn't trust the royal family.
Right.
And she's kind of ignored. She does a decent role.
Right.
Millie Bobby Brown feels like she's trying too hard to be this superhero heroine.
Mm-hmm.
She has a sister who's pretty much irrelevant in the movie,
Okay.
but they try to push her to the forefront. It kind of has a Jaws feel to it with the dragon. How we barely see the monster
Right.
until about the tail end of the movie. That's
Uh-oh.
when we start seeing more of it.
Wow.
And essentially, of course, they become friends. And this is something that's been going on for generations through this kingdom.
You know.
The prince marries the queen. Or
Right.
The prince marries the princess.
Exactly. Prince Charming.
The sacrifice. It just felt so generic. And it was like, it's almost 2 hours long. And I was like, it's probably could have been shorter.
You know,
But
go ahead, Shane. I was gonna say, you know that
that was a decent.
decent. Well, you know, I was gonna say this, that it has a good concept. It just needed better writers, and it sounds like it needed to have better writers and shorter to me. I mean, we all know princesses in castle towers being rescued by a prince and fighting off dragons have been as old as time itself. So, but
Yeah, the writer on this is Dan Mosby.
uh-huh.
How you say his name? Who wrote Fast X? Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah. It's getting lazy.
Like, okay, it kind of has that feel to it too.
Right.
Directed by Juan Carlos Nadillo, who did 28 Weeks Later. It was like, okay, had a little bit of that feel to it, but these two coming together, I don't consider this not a banger. It's going nowhere. We were trying too hard to make Millie this superhero kind of role. I have no problem with strong female characters, but this movie tried too hard to push everything to the forefront.
Right.
To make it such a female empowerment movie, like it's just the simple fact that this whole union with this top-ranking royal family,
Right.
or Robin Wright as the queen, the king. I don't even think he says a word. It's like he had nothing to do with them. Robin Wright called all the shots. She was running the show. And it was like, well, I've never seen a queen do so much when there's a king present.
Right.
But that's the route they went with.
Well, maybe it was since she is Ginny, maybe the king was Forrest, so maybe he couldn't.
The only male character that had anything to say was Millie's dad.
Okay.
Played by Ray Winstone.
Okay.
He's probably the one male character that said the most. And the prince, played by Nick Robinson, he was the older brother in
Okay.
the Jurassic World movie.
Oh, okay.
He has some decent lines every now and then.
Then. Oh, wow.
But other than that, it's just watch the women. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just how it's forced.
Right. Wow, it seems like this movie could have been a good movie, honestly, Shane, if they had the right people to write it. If they brought in the right writers, the right producer or director, because it seems like they had good actors in it, people that knew their parts. So honestly, you've got the players that can do it. You just need the people to write it. And it, to me, you and I have been talking about movies and shows for the past couple of years that we look at all these people who are like, man, they were great in this, and man, it wasn't so good in this. It's just the writers, you know. Maybe we do need some AI in writing. I don't know.
It definitely had a good cast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Writing is like it just felt like it missed the mark. It just I can understand your concept of what you were trying to do here.
Right.
With having a I'm not gonna be a damsel in distress.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight a talking fire breathing dragon.
Exactly.
But we can do this a little better.
That's what I'm saying. Especially Netflix.
They really tried. You had weapons in this movie that seemed to be, they were there for 1 second and then they're gone. It's like, hold on, what is that sword? You showed me this sword was stuck in the stone.
Right.
And it's not there anymore. And then another sword gets stuck in the stone from her dad, Ray Winston. That's like, okay, that's a convenient sword.
Yeah, really. Just this. Yeah. Oh man, it sounds like it was a mixed up movie. They tried to get everything in one movie, and the writing was was bad. The players, the actors that were there, if they'd had something better to work with, it probably would have been a better movie and everything. But I mean, you got Robin Wright and you got Angela Bassett. How can you mess a movie up with them in it? Let's be honest. But they did. So. Oh.
Robin Wright, I definitely enjoyed her performance.
Right.
Just being the evil
Queen.
Cool
Yeah.
Queen.
Right.
Angela Bassett was a sympathetic character. I was like, okay, these two are fine. Millie just felt like she put on a British accent.
Oh man.
That just didn't fit.
Right. Oh man.
Ray Winstone had his moments.
Right.
But the movie as a whole, like just the feel of it, just felt generic.
A watered down version of Game of Thrones. What it sounds like, a watered down version of Game of Thrones or King Arthur. We're going to take a break. We got more with Shane coming up. We'll talk about what's hot, what's not, get conclusions in this, if he's got any conclusions and everything. Guys, continue to answer our poll question this morning. I'm going to ask Shane at the end of our segment his thoughts on these on the poll question this morning in just a few. Stay tuned. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. Bonnie, you want me to tell him a joke? I've got a listeners really enjoying you, Shane, and they want to tell you a joke. They said, can you tell him this joke? Why was the Easter Bunny sad? It had a bad HARE hair day. Hey, Bonnie's been in my feed all morning with those kind of jokes, and I'm like, well, at least I can say those on the radio, Shane. Those type of jokes I can say on the radio. They may be silly, and they're not, Bonnie, I don't want you to think they're silly, but they may be silly compared to some of the other ones, but at least I can say them on the radio. Some of the ones I get in here saying, I'll be like, they make me blush. And I grew up listening to Metallica, so. I grew up with D-Generation X saying suck it, and some of these guys make me blush. Oh, these kids are funny. Well, the question I got, I'm going to ask you at the end is our poll question, Shane. It's like, which TV show would you like to see make a comeback? Now, you don't answer me. Wait till we do it when we get back on the air at the end of the segment. Which TV show would you like to see make a comeback? The X-Files, the A-Team, Reno 911, or Married with Children is the options I got this morning. So think about that.
My answer isn't even on your option.
It's not even on my options. Well, right now the X-Files is at the top and A-Team's in second place and Married with Children's third place, and nobody really cares if Reno 911 comes back or not. So, but those, I just had to find ones that they hadn't made remakes of yet. So some of the ones I've watched, some of the ones I was going to put in there, I was like, man, they already made a remake of that and it sucked. You know, they made a lot of remakes of those 90s shows like Full House and Boy Meets World and everything. Did they ever make one of Family Matters with Urkel coming back as an adult?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that would be funny. Him and Laura being married.
Because they went through that weird phase of where he turned into
Stefan, he was he was slick, and then Laura and the other girlfriend fought over him. Yeah, they went through that thing where he made himself into that. I think that was just because the show was coming to an end. They had to do something different. So.
There's also a show that magically disappeared, the younger sister.
Yeah.
She's just gone.
Yeah, I know, right? She just disappeared. Hey, it's the same thing with that Step by Step show. As they got older, that the youngest boy disappeared off of that show.
Oh wow, he did.
Yeah. You remember that? All of a sudden, when they brought in Balky to be the Frenchman, and after the other, and Cody come back a couple of times, but yeah, that kid disappeared. They never mentioned him ever again. I don't know if he went and lived with his grandparents or what, but all right, welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We got a few more minutes left with Shane and movie reviews. Then I'm gonna ask him my poll question here before we end, or I may just ask him now and get it out of the way. He says I asked him during the break, and I don't think anybody on here was his choice, but I'm gonna try to get him to give me one. Which TV show would you like to see make a comeback? The X-Files, which has got 60% of the votes now. The A-Team with 27% of the votes. I pity the fool. Reno 911, 0%. And Married with Children with Pokai's #1 football player, Al Bundy with 13%. I know that you said that none of those are ones you would actually think about making a comeback for, but if you had a choice between the four, which one?
Between the choices, I'd probably have to go A-Team.
Yes. My man, yes.
Because this is a great show that probably had more bullets flying through the air than any show ever, and nobody ever got shot.
Yeah, I know. Nobody died.
Somebody did get shot. Just one.
I love it when a plan comes together. So there you go. To me, that was, it wasn't, there should have been more seasons. I mean, Mr. T, man, was the biggest star back then. He had his own cartoon. The A-Team itself was great. Hulk Hogan made some appearances on that show. I mean, it kind of was a crossover for Hulk Hogan too. And I mean, Marky Post was on there. And I mean, to me, it was just It was a great show. So, but what would have been your choice if you could have put something on there?
Firefly.
Ah, that's a good one.
They did. Wow, that show got one good season, and then they made the movie Serenity.
Right.
But I don't think that show was done. I really don't think it was done. There's a strong cult following for that show.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't have its chance to bloom. But for what it did during its time, yeah, I'd have to go with Firefly. I hear about talks of X-Files revival.
Yes.
I don't know how that's going to work out. You better bring back David Duchovny.
Exactly. Thank you. And you know what? I was up and down on that show, and then when he left, I really wasn't into it. But after he left, the thing about to me, when he was on there, the first couple of seasons was awesome, and I remember the so-called semi crossover with Cops, and that was one of my favorite episodes. I guess they were chasing some kind of hairy monster around, but it was like Cops, the series Cops at that time, which was popular, and I think it's back on Fox Nation now. But I like that crossover. That was one of the best episodes to me, where they were kind of following them around. So, yeah.
I heard a rumor about Married with Children is supposed to come back in an animated form.
Really?
I gotta look back into that one.
Please do.
I heard about that, like, it was back in November. They're supposed to try to revive that.
Right.
In an animated form. And the original cast is supposed to come back. The voice.
Good. That's
I
good.
gotta look into that. See if they're getting anywhere with that one.
Please.
And what was the other one?
We've got X-Files A-Team and Reno 911, which I know they made a movie out of, but that was funny at times.
Yeah, Reno 911. It was funny in its beginning days.
Yes.
I'm sure they're going to bring that back in some form or fashion, if not another movie.
Yeah, they did a movie about it, which I thought was okay. But, you know, the whole thing, they did the A-Team movie. I liked it, and you had a couple of cameos by original members of the A-Team, but I always wanted to see a reboot of the A-Team. Maybe I know that George Papard is passed away now, so you really can't have Hannibal come back, but you got the other three guys, they're still alive, and couldn't we have like a, A-Team conclusion movie with those guys or something?
I don't know, they're so...
They would be older, and the Army could give them finally let them guys go and rest at their age. And then maybe we could bring in a new team or something. I don't know. We would have to write it, Shane. So
I did enjoy the movie they did. With,
I did too.
Liam Neeson, Rampage Jackson, and
Yeah.
and,
yes.
Oh wow, I can't think of that. That's way Roberto. He's definitely been in some things.
I enjoyed it too, brother. It was, yeah. And then, of course,
I think they had a good cast with that.
They did.
Those guys, they fit the role.
They did. They did.
It could have been a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But for what it was, yeah, I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I was a big fan of these. That was one of my jams.
And was mine too. And I'd love to see them do a reboot, maybe with those guys. I know those guys none of those guys would ever do television, but it would be great to see them do a weekly television series with those guys from the movie, because they did a good job. for what it was, and everything. But yeah, I mean, that, like I said, that would be a show I would like to see make a comeback. That one and the Fall Guy, of course, too. So I just don't know who would play the Fall Guy. Have they done a movie with the Fall Guy? A reboot?
Actually, not sure.
Got to check that out. There's a few of them. I forgot to put that name in there. That would have been one that I would definitely want to see. I mean, there's just several good 80s and 90s television shows that, and we just grew up. We had a lot of violence growing up, Shane, but we never hurt anybody. Nobody ever got killed. Nobody ever had a bloody nose. You could punch a man in the face without them bleeding. That was good old days.
Just as long as they leave Dallas alone.
Oh, they did that already, man. Oh God. That one was, oh God, they already did that. One season was enough for me.
Show we just checked out here.
All right.
The Gentleman. This show, if you want something to watch, and if you're familiar with the original movie, The Gentleman, Guy Ritchie movie,
Right.
this show, Guy Ritchie is involved with it. He's a creator on it, directed 2 episodes of it. But this is on Netflix right now, and it absolutely has the feel of the movie. I think I enjoyed the show more than the movie. It's got a beautiful soundtrack.
Okay.
Just as a musician, I really enjoyed the soundtrack. But it's about a son who he inherits his father's estate.
Mm-hmm.
He gets it instead of his older brother, so that kind of causes controversy because the older brother is a screw up.
Uh-huh.
And he finds out about the like in the movie, there's a marijuana operation going on.
Okay.
And the son finds out about that, and wow, I hate trying to say his name. Giancarlo Esposito, Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad. He's just hell bent on buying this property.
Right.
And when the son discovers the operation, he's like, nah, it's not to sell it. If he wanted to sell it to help his brother get out of his debt.
Right.
The brother owes money to some very bad people. And there's an incident that happens. All this is in the first episode.
Wow.
Wow. Act in the first episode.
Wow.
So, let's see how all this plays out. I highly recommend.
Okay, checking it out for sure. For sure. Oh man, well, we're just about ready to let Shane go. And Shane, I do have a question which you've already answered in the past. Well, we got a new listener that wanted to tell you a joke, but he wants to also know your thoughts. And this is a short synopsis, and you've already told everybody your thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy movie. He wanted to know. He's a gamer, so he wanted to know. I already know, but
Boring game. Five Nights at Freddy's. You're sitting at this establishment watching video cameras. I was never into those games.
Right.
Probably a better one that's kind of similar in that style, called Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
But they're really not my cup of tea. Like I'm a Grand Theft Auto Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, I know you are.
Nights at Freddy's, sadly enough, we might end up getting a sequel to that movie.
Right.
I know they're going to make another game.
Right.
But I think they're actually going to make another movie. And it's like, why? The movie doesn't even really honor the game.
Right.
But I guess you got to do something, though, because of how
Right.
And it's just not really my
Cup of tea.
cup of tea.
Right. Well, there you go.
But for what it is, I mean, the game did sell a lot.
It did.
People loved it. I can't deny that.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, people enjoyed it, thank you. He thanks you for your opinion. So there you go. Well, Shane, we're gonna have you back again next week, and we'll talk more movies, probably Ghostbusters and other things, and then maybe in the near future, one Tuesday morning, we're just gonna plan out a morning that you and I are gonna talk about old movies and old TV shows, especially when there's a week with nothing going on. And then maybe we'll do a wrestling wrap up one Tuesday morning too with you. But tell everybody how to follow you, all that good stuff, and as you get prepared for a new video and everything.
We are Stick 2210 on YouTube. Gonna put some things on hold right quick. See if I can cram out. I've been needing to make this trailer review on this Ghostbusters movie coming up.
Right.
The trailer just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
I know.
Maybe I could push that out this week.
We'll see. Definitely. So, guys, follow for sure. We're going to have Shane back again next Tuesday morning right here on the network doing more movie reviews. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to close out this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown. Yes, great interview with Shane. We'll appreciate him, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Back in a moment. All right, brother. That was good as always.
Always a good
My listeners just love talking about these movies. So that's a good thing. Well, you come up with a poll question for next week for me. If you want to send one for me that has to do with movies or whatever like that. If you got an idea for one, send it over to me and I'll put it up in the poll question next Tuesday, man. If you don't think of one, don't worry. I'll have one. I always have one every day for something. So. All right. We'll definitely do that, brother, because that'd be fun next week and everything. All right, man. I'm going to let you get back to it and watch the rest of that show and maybe find you another good movie to watch. Like, Love, Lies, Bleeding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, just focus on this new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, let's do that. Why don't you do that, which is hopefully going to be better than we think.
I hope so.
I do too, brother. Oh, man. All right. Well, I'll talk to you next week.
I'll let you later.
All right, brother. Shane B on the thinking. Well, you have to tune in next week to find out his favorite character. We have to let Shane it's been too quiet. What do you mean it's been too quiet? What, all my fantastic listeners are not being, I've got all of you guys are being good to one another? Yeah. It's because Bonnie's in there. He's going to run everybody off like, look. I'm telling clean jokes, and all you other people my age need to back off because this is my show now to listen to. Don't disrespect the show. I don't really have one. I wasn't really into Five Nights at Freddy's, but I like the guard getting killed. Anytime somebody gets killed in the movie by a horror character, that's my favorite character. The one that dies. Oh, Sweet Leaf and Gang. They're just listening this morning. They said hello to all of you guys. But yeah, they're still listening. They all enjoying the movie reviews. You know how it is when guests are on, most of them are just kind of quiet. Alice is, well, Mike and Dave are here this morning. I didn't see Alice this morning. Maybe she must had a dentist appointment or something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you bringing us back in. The weekend wiped out Cher, she said. Sweet Leaf, good morning, you guys. Gail wants to know why you guys are quiet. Sweet Leaf says, we just listening. Sue says, good morning, Gail. Alice is not on with us this morning. I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is. She must be out. She might be wiped out too, like you, Cher. There you go. One thing, all of our wonderful friends for being with us this morning, everywhere we are. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you, new listeners. What did the ocean say to the human, says Bonnie. Tossing tacos is what Gail says. She's just tossing tacos. Nothing. It just waved. Bonnie's coming up with some clean jokes there. I love that. You guys don't get too many clean jokes with the youth. And I'm not saying that Bonnie's younger or older or whatever, but you got to be hip if you're into the video games and stuff. You got to be younger. Hipper. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What television show would you like to see make a comeback? 60% of you say The X-Files, 27% say, I'll say 28, 29% say The A-Team, 15% say Married with Children, and none of you want to see Reno 911 come back. I don't blame you. It was all right for what it was. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. What's all the fantastic folks doing there? Well, that's it. I'm going to end our poll question right there. And thank everybody for tuning in this morning. Poll question is complete. A-Team says Gail, of course. Most everybody like the A-Team. I pity the fool that don't want to be on, don't want the A-Team rebooted. I love it when a plan comes together. Woo! Crazy flying around Murdoch. I love that show. We watched all 5 seasons one time, and I was like, oh, man, why can't there be more? Might try to get into the everything. See you tomorrow, says Pete. Well, Pete, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, well, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a radio show host, but I am a great person and a great friend. But I appreciate you saying I'm special and you will always be awesome and funny. Don't let anyone tell you you're not cool. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I don't know if I want to be a YouTuber. I just want to YouTube all of our radio shows. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to get ready to get out of here. It's just about that time. Just about that time. Tomorrow is the Weird Wednesday edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. And tomorrow on the show, we're going to talk about Titanic 2 returning. A 40-year-old singer-songwriter from London got married and divorced from her ghostly husband. You can't see him. Well, it wasn't John Cena. Also, we'll get the disappearance of a cave dweller. We'll talk about all that coming up tomorrow morning on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. And 2 people are dead, are injured, and 1 dead after a bear attack in Russia. They've been drinking too much Russian vodka. We're going to get a little spooky tomorrow on the show. Coming up on True Crime Thursday, it's going to be Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast, another unsolved homicide in small town USA. And on Friday, we're going to get in the ring with Matt Griffin. He is the GM and owner of Action Wrestling. We're going to get into wrestling this coming up Friday. It's all coming up this week on the network. Keep prayers going. Prayers are going. I almost sound like Johnny Cash doing that. Keep that train rolling. There you go. Keep it rolling. Have I ever seen the Five Nights at Freddy VHS special tapes? No, I have not. I'm sure some you have. If you're asking, you probably have. I'll ask him. I'll see if Shane can make a video about it. He can do that. Void Beat. I like that band. They're spooky. Prayer for Andrew. She is doing fantastic. She was telling me yesterday. She's walking around and everything feeling good. Her legs are finally, her back's finally starting to feel better after the operation where her legs are not hurting anymore. Thank God. Now I've got to do all this walking all over downtown. So pray for me, guys. Pray for me to be perfect. I got to stay doing this show. I'll get it in there for you, my friend. Good. Prayer works. Yes, it does. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. See you on the flip side tomorrow. Have a great day. Treat one another with the utmost respect. Peace, love, respect. The RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are out on good behavior. All right, after the show. What's up, everybody? It's after the show. We appreciate every one of you being with us. Like, subscribe, share. And I don't mean share as in share, but share. Oh, Lord. Please, guys. Keep them prayers for me, too. They are, some of them are lagging. But anyway, we appreciate you guys being with us. You still love me. We'll see you tomorrow. I have not listened to them yet. I'll try to check it out. All right, guys, until we meet again, you get the after hours things. We'll see you tomorrow on the Weird Wednesday. And I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and get as many people on here as we can. Let's make this WQEE key page the most popular page across the country. Until we meet again, you have a great day. Yes, I do want to stop.